You probably think of Sweden as the land of ABBA, IKEA, and peaceful neutrality. But what if we told you this Nordic nation has been secretly preparing for war, specifically with Russia? Behind the forests and coastline is one of Europe's most advanced and underestimated militaries. In this video, we're looking into Sweden's high-tech army and why the Kremlin should be very, very worried. Stick around, because Sweden doesn't shout, it prepares. The Swedish Armed Forces are structured to defend territory, but also to control how a war unfolds. Their plan is simple: stay 2 steps ahead and hit hard when necessary. At the heart of Sweden's defense model is Totalförsvaret, or total defense. This idea goes all the way back to the Cold War, when Sweden, despite being neutral, planned for full-scale invasion scenarios. In its modern form, Total Defense 2.0 means every part of society has a role in defense, from soldiers to civil engineers, from cybersecurity experts to regular citizens. The Swedish government released a national booklet in 2018 titled "If Crisis or War Comes," telling all Swedes how to prepare for invasion, cyber attack, and even psychological warfare. Plus, Sweden is taking Russia very seriously. Since 2014, when Russia annexed Crimea, Sweden has increased defense spending by over 40%. By 2025, that number is expected to hit 2.4% of GDP, bringing its defense budget to roughly $14 billion. But all of this strategy means nothing without serious firepower to back it up. Sweden has quietly built a powerful collection of battle-proven systems. The Swedish Armed Forces have developed some of Europe's most advanced, battle-tested systems. Smart, mobile, and highly efficient. Start with the CV-90 combat vehicle, developed by BAE Systems Hägglunds. The CV-90 weighs between 23 to 38 tons, stretches nearly 7 meters long, 3.2 meters wide, and stands 2.5 meters tall, with a low silhouette specifically designed to avoid Russian radar and heat detection systems. It runs on a Scania diesel engine, pumping out around 810 horsepower, with the Mk4 version juicing up to 1,000 horsepower, giving it a max road speed of 70 kilometers per hour and off-road capability that's straight up ridiculous for something this heavy. So why does Sweden love this thing? Because it does everything. The CV-90 was built from the ground up with modularity in mind. Anti-air, command and control, reconnaissance, forward observation, you name it. The Swedish military alone operates nearly 500 of them in various forms, and many are upgraded with new armor, communication systems, and electronic architecture. Some variants even carry the Mjolnir mortar system. Firepower is where the CV-90 starts getting nasty. It is equipped with the classic 40mm Bofors autocannon, while export models pack 30mm or 35mm Bushmaster cannons that can shred light armor, helicopters, and even fortified positions. Norway's CV-90s went toe-to-toe with Taliban fighters in Afghanistan and performed so well that the Norwegians doubled down on their fleet. Denmark's vehicles survived IED attacks with minimal crew injuries. Ukraine received 50 of Sweden's CV-9040C variants in 2023 and put them right into frontline combat. Within weeks, they were reportedly tearing through Russian positions around Bakhmut. Then there's the Stridsvagn 122, Sweden's customized version of the German Leopard 2A5 tank. It's a cold-weather beast prepared to answer any Kremlin misadventure. Weighing in at about 62 tons and measuring just under 10 meters in length, the STRV-122 is massive, but smart. Its armor uses strong composite and modular layers that stop shaped charges and fast-moving projectiles. Sweden didn't stop there. They added French Gallic smoke launchers that quickly block enemy vision. The tank also comes with a full CBRN defense system that keeps the crew safe from chemical, biological, and radioactive threats. While its future upgrades may determine how relevant it remains against newer generation threats, make no mistake, this tank wasn't built for show. The Archer artillery system is a powerful modern weapon placed on a Volvo 6x6 truck. It drives into position, fires its 155mm shells, and leaves before the enemy can figure out where the shots came from. Sweden has only 26 Archer units in active service. This system is road mobile, winter-proven, and crew-protected, hitting targets up to 50 kilometers away with pinpoint GPS accuracy. According to military analysts, it can deliver 8 to 9 rounds per minute, with all the automation controlled from inside an armored cabin. Even the US has been eyeing the system for integration, with ongoing trials. But when it comes to battle-proven portable power, nothing screams Sweden means business more than their Carl Gustaf M4. This is the portable "shut the F up over there" multi-tool. Developed by Saab, this one is a legendary multi-role recoilless rifle. It's light, easy to use, and effective against tanks, bunkers, soft targets, and even helicopters. This supports multiple types of ammunition. Need to blow a hole in a tank? There's a round for that. Want to smoke out an enemy sniper's hideout? Done. Illuminate a battlefield? Sure, why not? So reliable that US Army Rangers and Special Forces consider it one of their go-to weapons. Over 40 countries use it in their armed forces. Add to that the AT-4, another Swedish creation that's taken the world by storm. The AT-4, also known as the Payscott M86 in Sweden, is an 84mm disposable anti-tank weapon. Now, this thing is 40 inches long and under 15 pounds, designed to take out bunkers, light armored vehicles, and properly built defenses. The US Army loved it so much they bought their version, called the M136, and eventually upgraded it to the M136A1AT for CSRS, especially for fighting in tight urban environments like Iraq. That's how serious this tech is. It can penetrate up to 18 inches, 45 centimeters, of rolled homogeneous armor. What makes the AT-4 even more terrifying? It's too easy to use. Even a rookie soldier can become a serious threat in minutes thanks to the IKEA Easy instructions. And because Sweden made it disposable, the launcher is lightweight and easy to carry in bulk, perfect for rapid deployment forces or special operations like Sweden's own SOG units. With this gear, a well-trained Swedish force can strike hard, retreat quickly, and repeat the process again and again. Though if you think their ground game is impressive, wait till you see what they've got flying overhead. When everyone is busy hyping the F-35 or Russia's Su-57, Sweden quietly built a beast that's lean, fast, and smart. And it didn't even bankrupt the country doing it. The JAS-39 Gripen, designed to do everything: fight other planes, jacked, strike ground targets, attack, and gather intel, spanning, hence the JAS name. It hits speeds of Mach 2.0, about 2,469 kilometers per hour, and can cover up to 3,000 kilometers with a max takeoff weight of 14,000 kilograms. Sweden built the Gripen to take off from highways and rough runways, thanks to its BAS-90 doctrine. That means if Russian missiles knock out air bases, these birds can still launch from remote roads and strike back. And even though it's cheaper than most Western fighters, it's taken down American and European jets in war games. But Sweden didn't stop there. Enter the Gripen E, the next-gen version that's being phased in now. This thing is bigger, smarter, and meaner. It's powered by the F414G engine, pumping out 22,000 pounds of thrust. That's almost twice the power of the older RM12 engine. Its radar, a Raven ES-05 AESA system, can track multiple targets simultaneously at long range. But what truly sets the Gripen E apart is its onboard AI capability. This is an intelligent combat partner. The AI constantly analyzes threats, assists with flight and targeting decisions, and even prioritizes what the pilot sees during high-speed engagements. In short, it's a co-pilot that never sleeps and never panics. However, one of the most underrated pieces in this silent build-up is the Saab 340 AEW&C. This is a precision-engineered airborne early warning and control beast, designated as the S-100B Argus by the Swedish Air Force. And it's not here for decoration. This one uses a fixed PS-890 ACER radar that scans a 120-degree arc on each side and can track aircraft, ships, and even missiles up to 250 miles away, all while flying at 20,000 feet. And its job, spotting threats long before they're even close. That's more than enough to keep an eye on anything crossing the Baltic skies. This quiet little plane just got pulled into the big leagues. In May 2024, Sweden announced it was sending 2 ASC-890s to Ukraine as part of its 16th military aid package. And guess what? One of them allegedly helped an F-16 shoot down a Russian Su-35 in 2025. Coincidence? Hardly. Sweden didn't build this thing to sit on runways. Sweden is also experimenting with autonomous drone swarms, airborne units that can confuse enemy radar, overwhelm defenses, and even jam communications. Moreover, there is another strategic asset in northern Sweden, the S-Range Space Center. It was originally a satellite launch and research facility. It's now a critical part of NATO's future space capabilities. With new launch pads and a prime Arctic location, S-Range puts Sweden at the forefront of European space defense. What makes all this even more impressive is that Sweden's defense budget is only around $14 billion a year, compared to over $86 billion in Russia and nearly $900 billion in the US. Yet, they built what no one else could. Speaking of that, the biggest surprise comes from under the sea, its submarine force. While most countries talk big about stealth, Sweden just goes ahead and does it. The A-26 Blekinge-class submarines are the newest creation from Saab Kockums, designed for total underwater dominance. They can move through the shallow waters of the Baltic Sea and also handle the open ocean. Their mission is simple: stay out of sight, collect information, and take down enemy ships before anyone even notices them. Now here's the juicy part. These submarines were never supposed to exist. The original project, U-Bot 2000, kicked off in the early 90s, but was cancelled because Sweden thought Russia wasn't a threat anymore. This 66-meter beast has a surface displacement of 1,925 tons and uses a hybrid propulsion system, diesel-electric plus 3 Stirling engines. It's ultra-quiet and lets the sub stay underwater for 18 days straight without surfacing. In total, the A-26 can patrol for 45 days. That's unheard of for non-nuclear subs. Test depth, over 200 meters. Crew size, between 17 and 26, depending on the mission. Weapons, 4 533mm torpedo tubes plus 400mm tubes, capable of launching heavyweight Torped 62 torpedoes or laying naval mines. The A-26 has a multi-mission portal, a massive horizontal tube that can launch and retrieve underwater drones and special forces. And the A-26 isn't operating in a vacuum. It's the follow-up to the legendary Gotland-class subs, which once ran training exercises against the US Navy, and won. The Gotland was so stealthy that American sonar couldn't find it. For 2 years, the US studied it like it was alien tech. The A-26? It's even quieter, deadlier, and smarter. So why is Sweden investing this much in underwater warfare? Because Russia's Baltic fleet sits just across the sea in Kaliningrad. If tensions ever boil over, these subs are the first to move. Those advanced vehicles and weapons are impressive, but all that heavy gear, it doesn't run itself. Sweden backs up its high-end systems with human precision. Let's start with the Army Rangers, or as the Swedes call them, Norrlandsjägare. They specialize in long-range reconnaissance, sabotage missions, and Arctic survival. They're trained to move silently in freezing conditions, disable enemy radar, and relay battlefield intel while dodging drone surveillance. Then there's the SOG, the Special Operations Group, the elite of the elite. Created in 2011, this unit combines the skill sets of the American Delta Force and British SAS, but with a distinctly Swedish doctrine. Their missions? Counter-terrorism, hostage rescue, deep reconnaissance, and yes, covert sabotage behind enemy lines. These guys operate in tiny teams with silence and precision. If anyone is taking out a Russian radar site at midnight in a snowstorm, it's probably SOG. But the shocking part is, Sweden does all this with one of the smallest standing armies in Europe. The Swedish Army has just 17,000 active personnel, with about 50 to 60,000 in reserve, including 22,000 in the Home Guard. This all tied together with Sweden's commitment to mission command. It's a leadership philosophy where every commander, from generals to junior officers, knows the objective and the why, but gets full trust to decide the how. With such chain of initiative, flexibility, and responsibility, they ensure the mission moves forward, no matter what. Failure isn't an option. Every Swedish soldier is trained to keep pushing forward, even when cut off or under pressure. If that doesn't make you rethink Sweden's military muscle, nothing will. Quiet, calculated, and brutally efficient, to outsmart, not outsize, its enemies. Do you want more insights into Sweden's cutting-edge power? Click on the link now and see what makes this small nation a serious threat. The Nordic high-tech war machine.